Factor impact. The judgment curbed the misuse of Article 356 and strengthened the democratic fabric by ensuring that states could not be arbitrarily dismissed. It established that federalism and secularism are part of the basic structure of the Constitution, which cannot be altered even by constitutional amendments. If you'd like a more detailed breakdown of the judgment or the opinions of individual judges, feel free to ask. The S.R. Bommai case was a watershed moment in Indian constitutional history, and its significance extends far beyond the specific facts of the case. It's a case that has been cited and relied upon in numerous subsequent judgments, and its principles have been applied in a wide range of contexts. But to fully understand the case, we need to appreciate the complex political landscape of the time. You will outline the context of the political instability in India during the early 1990s that led to the frequent imposition of president's rule in several states. The decade was marked by coalition governments, unstable alliances, and frequent changes in government. This instability created an environment in which the central government frequently used Article 356 to impose president's rule in states ruled by opposition parties. The situation was exacerbated by the fact that the central government was controlled by one party, while the state governments were controlled by other parties. The frequent imposition of president's rule led to widespread criticism and allegations of misuse of power by the central government. Many argued that the central government was using Article 356 to undermine the autonomy of the states and discredit opposition parties. The situation was further complicated by the fact that the Constitution did not provide clear guidelines on the use of Article 356, leading to conflicting interpretations and judicial challenges. Against this backdrop, the S.R. Bommai case emerged as a landmark challenge to the central government's use of Article 356. The case was filed by the Karnataka government, which had been dismissed by the central government in 1989. The government argued that the imposition of president's rule was unconstitutional and violative of the principles of federalism. The Supreme Court's judgment in the S.R. Bommai case was a significant milestone in the evolution of Indian constitutional law. The court held that the power to impose president's rule under Article 356 was not absolute and was subject to judicial review. The court also established clear guidelines for the use of Article 356, emphasizing the need for a real and imminent threat to the governance of the state. The central government's decision to impose president's rule in Karnataka was challenged on the grounds that it was motivated by political considerations rather than any real concern for the governance of the state. The court examined the facts of the case and concluded that the central government had acted in a partisan manner, using Article 356 to discredit the opposition government. The court's judgment in the S.R. Bommai case was a significant affirmation of the principles of federalism and the autonomy of the states. The court emphasized that the Constitution envisioned a federal system in which the states had a significant degree of autonomy, and that the central government's powers under Article 356 were intended to be used sparingly and only in exceptional circumstances. The court's guidelines for the use of Article 356 have had a profound impact on the relationship between the Union and the states. The guidelines have ensured that the central government's powers are exercised in a more transparent and accountable manner, and that the autonomy of the states is protected from arbitrary encroachment. The S.R. Bommai case has also had significant implications for the development of Indian constitutional law. The case has established the principle that the Constitution is not just a static document, but a dynamic and evolving framework for governance. The court's interpretation of the Constitution has been informed by the changing needs and circumstances of the country, and has helped to ensure that the Constitution remains a living and breathing document. The case has also highlighted the importance of judicial review in ensuring that the powers of the government are exercised in a constitutional manner. The court's judgment has emphasized the need for transparency, accountability, and the rule of law in governance, and has helped to promote a culture of constitutionalism in India. In examining the S.R. Bommai case, it's clear that the Supreme Court's judgment was a significant milestone in the evolution of Indian constitutional law. The court's emphasis on the principles of federalism, autonomy, and judicial review has helped to shape the relationship between the Union and the states, and has ensured that the Constitution remains a dynamic,